Run this on Sunday night after Illinois comes back and beats the Madrid All-Stars 84-73. As you said, Mike, they got down by 14, something like that in this game. But in the fourth quarter, they win 25-12. The numbers that stand out: 3 of 25 from three, 17 of 31 from the free throw line. Obviously, offensively, not very good. They had 57 rebounds in this one, including 19 offensive rebounds and 42 misses. That stands out. So when you look at this box score, like what stands out most to you? Like what are you reading into the most out of this?
Well, it looks like the first game on an overseas trip is what it looks like. 21 turnovers, not shooting the ball well. I mean, that's another thing that you adjust to when you're going over there is you're using the FIBA ball. FIBA ball is much different than the ball that you use during the season. And they got those 10 practices where they use that ball, but in a game, it's a little bit different. It feels like it's coming off your hands different, but look, I think the 3 for 25 from three, I mean, you get 5 threes from Sincere Harris. Do you love the volume of attempts? Probably not. I mean, because if you look, you subtract his 3-pointers. I know he made one, but that's 5 for 9 from the field. You're over 50%, super efficient. And he was still 6 for 14, but those are things that I think he can, start to be a little bit more economical with. And but look at the minutes, right? Like 21 for Shannon, 19 for Hawkins. Like that's just not going to happen during the season. I know AJ Red got the start. I'm really curious to see how they did that. I mean, I started one of the games when we were in France, and sometimes it's just maybe you reward one of the groups in practice. I mean, it could be a myriad of things. I'm not sure, but I think the two.
14 minutes, that's probably not happening.
Probably not happening. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's super balanced, but I think two things that you just kind of feel, when you look at it, and I believe if they're allocated the way that they are, I mean, you get 4 offensive rebounds from Goody, you get 4 offensive rebounds from Rogers, you get 8 rebounds from Hawkins in 19 minutes, and you get 5 offensive rebounds and 15 overall from Danger. So, I get the other team's probably missing shots too, but that's something I think the people that went to that practice the other day, you could see. I mean, right? Like there's good rebounders on this team. There's guys that have a nose for the ball. That is encouraging. But 3 for 25 from three, 21 turnovers. I think in 2019, their first game, they had 18. And granted, no Andres Feliz, no Kofi on that trip as well. So guys probably playing a little bit outside of their role. And that's the same thing in this game, right? Like, I'm not sure AJ Red's used to getting a ton of minutes. He turns it over once in his 6 minutes. Like, it's clunky, and it's meant to be clunky because you're trying things out and you're seeing what you got. So, I don't expect Quincy to play 16 minutes during the season. He might if he has some foul trouble here and there, but I expect him to have a better, a bigger impact than that just from a minutes standpoint. So, it's interesting. It's interesting to see that, you're led in field goal attempts by Sincere. How many times that's going to happen during the season? I think 2019, Alan Griffin had 31 points in a game. Tev Jones was like 16 a game out there. And it's just, again, you're seeing what you have, but I think there are some encouraging things on this stat sheet. Now it just remains to be seen if they can find a way to shoot it and progress throughout their time there. But it goes back to what we talked about, right? If they are contested shots because you struggle to get 2 to commit from your point guards, then maybe this trend continues. So it's on Ty Rodgers, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, Sincere Harris, guys like that to make it a point to get into the paint, to try to open up Terrence Shannon, some of these other guys for cleaner 3-point looks as opposed to more around the arc Chuck. Like those are the ones that you don't want. I don't know what the variety was today, but my guess is there maybe weren't a ton of open ones, or maybe there were, and these are just tired legs from the trip.
Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of, if you look into this the same way as the Summer League, the Ryan Russillo, right?
Yeah.
You brought up like, hey, whatever you want to believe, like that's what you buy into. But I do think the major questions for this team, for me, coming out of the practice, which is only one practice, and then just seeing a stat sheet like this, a box score, is I came out of that practice saying, I don't know if they have enough shooters because Marcus Domask was injured, and Marcus Domask is a good shooter. and he's out. He's got the hamstring injury. And I think we saw that today. Like Luke Goody's 2 of 6. The rest of the team is 1 of 19. Like there's just not a lot of great shooters on this team. And when Shannon and Hawkins don't shoot the three well, you're relying on Goody a lot because there's really just not a lot of other shooters. I would imagine Quincy gets a couple more up in a real game. But free throws remain a concern for me. Ty Rodgers, 1 of 5. Danger, 2 of 6. Harris, 1 of 2. That's got to be better. Terrence gets to the free throw line. We know that. But the upside of what I see is Illinois is big and physical and long, Mike. They're going to be very good defensively. Sounds like they were very good defensively today. Again, the competition we don't know, and we don't know the opponent's box score here, but it looks like they were really good defensively down the stretch, especially the first quarter. They were really good defensively. So I think the upside of this team is their defense is going to be really, really, really good. Their front court is going to be really physical. It's just going to come down to, do they have enough distribution and shot creation and shot making? And well, that'll have to play out as the season goes along, but there's just not a lot of guys I sit there and go, that's definitely a great shot maker. Luke Goody, we know is. We think Marcus Domask will turn into that. Terrence Shannon and Coleman Hawkins are coming off a poor shooting years, and they don't have a point guard that we know that's going to create for them. That's why Dre Gibbs-Allhorn, I think, is going to be pretty important for this team, and Ty Rodgers obviously is going to be.
Yeah, all those guys are going to be super important for this team. And look, just on the flip side of that too, I mean, think about if they came into this game and shot 12 for 25. Like, would that change your opinion on them as a team shooting the basketball? Like, I think you'd still need to feel like there's things that need to be seen. But yeah, I think, and I don't want to overreact to one game or just the volume of attempts, taking 25 threes in a game. But, there may be times throughout the season where, if you shave down attempts from some guys that probably need to focus getting downhill a little more, then you probably put yourself in a position to take better ones more consistently, and you can shoot a better percentage. Like, it doesn't have to be 25 to 33s a game. If you can hover in that kind of 18 to 20 range and make 7 of them, right? Like, that's a pretty good clip, especially if you're prioritizing good ones. But back to your initial point, yeah, it is like the Ryan Russillo Summer League thing, where it's like I don't let Summer League change my thoughts. I usually let them affirm my thoughts. And the point of that is, I'm not reading this box score being like, well, Quincy, he's doing nothing for them this year. Just like you're not like, hey, Sincere Harris, like, he's clearly the guy that's going to be taking the most shots, right? But like, I look at Ty Rodgers and Luke Goody, you're like, hey, 2 pretty good rebounders getting rebounds again. Dane Danger, good rebounder, getting rebounds again. Like, there's certain things that you can pull from it that actually have some substance. I'm just curious to see, as these games go on, what true trends emerge, because I think that's the one thing where, one game, not a great sample size. 4, it's something, right? Like, it's, and I will say too, I would fully expect Dane to have a good showing for the rest of this trip, because if there's one thing I've learned from these foreign trips, is that bigs do well. Yeah. Mike Thorne did really well on our foreign trip. Georgie did really well in 2019. I think Georgie was close to 20 a game in 2019. And Georgie obviously had his moments, but I just think Dane is going to be one of those guys where every single night he's going to be one of the, he's going to be a mismatch for the other team.